On today's episode of the Views from Texas 400 podcast, it's NFL schedule release day. We go through each of our team schedules. I predict the Giants record, Matt does the Eagles, Jack does the Jaguars. Before all that, we played some golf this weekend. Matt and I go through our round, Jack asked us some questions, and you can check out our swings on our Instagram at Views from 400. Super fun show. We'll see you guys soon.
And just like that, we're back.
A16, turn me up.
Welcome to episode 267 of the Views from Texas 400 podcast. Today is May 19th, 2026. And Matt, we played some golf over the weekend.
We did. Had a great time. It was a great Saturday. Both Saturday and Sunday were beautiful days. Sunday a little hot, so Saturday I'd say we got the better day of the two, which always made for a really nice Saturday. Pace of play could have been better. That's what happens at a public course.
Took about 5 hours.
Yeah, it was a long round, but hey, look, I don't mind being on the golf course. It was slightly slow, but I don't hate having to maybe wait up for a little bit. But that was definitely a long round. I played Friday evening as well, so I got a cool 36 holes in this weekend. It should get back out there, keep the form up. You know, once you stop playing for a little bit, that form derails. And I'm not saying I'm good by any stretch of the imagination, but I can work my way around the course, as you saw Saturday, Brian.
Yeah, speaking of form, Jack, I'm sure you've seen it. And if you guys haven't seen it, as you're listening to this, we posted some of our drives on the Instagram account, also the Facebook. What do you think of those, Jack?
Yeah. You guys aren't pros. I was watching some of the PGA this weekend. Your swings did not look like theirs. Good job, though. Good job. Hey, look, you took a chance. You posted the video. Hopefully you guys are getting some comments in there, tips on how to correct your swing a little bit. I think, Brian, you probably need a little bit more than Matt, but
I have some guys who are close to scratch. The biggest takeaway I got for mine was just standing a little bit too far away from the ball, but actually wasn't as bad as you're making it out to seem for the people who didn't watch. I think Jack's over exaggerating, and I'm not Scotty Scheffler on the tee, but I don't that drive did go 280 yards. It just look, let me preface this by saying my swing definitely looks way worse than y'all too. It looks like I'm trying to hit a baseball out there. I got
mine's pretty bad.
I got feet moving, the hips swinging. I mean, it's I look like, who was it? All right, let it be. All right. But anyway, Matt, you're right. It wasn't that bad. It's just because I was watching Scotty and the likes of the other PGA Tour members.
It's tough to compare.
I had to hold off posting it until after the weekend because I knew people would be watching the PGA and then they'd be scrolling their phones and they'd see us and it'd make it look even worse. And I did go into the woods on that drive that we posted, by the way.
Oh, I saw. I
think 2 holes before I hit like a beauty right down the middle of the fairway. And it just happens the one we record when I'm also very hungover. Shout out Tristan and Nicole, the newlyweds. Very fun wedding. And playing a 5-hour round after that wedding was not easy.
No, but I'm sure
I have
5 hours.
Sympathy.
5 hours with the boys, drinking some booze. You guys probably had some fun.
Oh, it was a good time.
It was a good time.
What was the highlight of the round?
So we did have a contentious call on 17.
Oh, that was definitely I don't know if you call it a highlight, but it was a moment, a point of emphasis.
And Jack, maybe you'll be the ruling on this, and we'll finally get a.
I mean, we had the court. First of all, Jack can give his opinion. We had the course official. We had the course official, or at least one of the head grounds crew guys. We explained what happened, and he gave his ruling. And was pretty firm, pretty quick, and pretty concise with the ruling. But Brian, I'll let you
We're
we'll
playing
have some
we're
fun
playing a
here.
scramble, and it's me and Chris, who won our fantasy football league, Matt's brother, against Matt and our guy Tom, who's been on a couple times for Bulmas. We're on the green. I believe Chris made his putt, or I made my putt. Somebody made a putt on our team, and I just took a practice putt, just on the green. Tom decides to putt it because it's their turn now. As I'm lining up my practice putt, it hits off my left foot, the middle of my left foot, redirects like it's mini golf into the hole. Now, they took that as they tied the hole. They needed to make that shot to tie the hole. I'm saying the dead ball as soon as it hits my foot.
The further away person goes first. We were away. Tom was going. Brian had no business to be in the spot he was in.
Brian,
no business.
You're just not in the right here. Yeah,
at all.
If you guys are keeping score and like, I don't know if you guys are playing for money or whatever, but if you guys are like, competitively tracking it where Matt and Tom want their score, you got to get the heck out of the way. Y'all are already done. You shouldn't even be there. Now I get wanting to take a practice shot, but let them go first.
Yeah,
dead ball as soon as it hits the shoe.
The guy who worked there
with an extra stroke.
So the guy we asked who worked there, he didn't put it as, directly said Brian was in the wrong and pointing the finger like you did, which I'm glad you did. But it was more just like, it was like, if it's stroke play, it's a 2-stroke penalty. If you're playing match play, you're supposed to forfeit the hole. So technically they have to forfeit the hole. And why it's so significant, because if that didn't go off of Brian's foot, they would have won the match, or they would have won the back 9 because they won that final hole, which would have put them up 1. So I guess technically we tied the back 9 in that match. And the reason why we had to switch teams at the turn was because Chris and I were 6 holes up through 9 holes.
Chris, very sneaky. I mean, Matt, also a good golfer, but Chris is like sneaky, really, really good golfer. He was fantastic. Yeah, and you guys were both not on a lot of sleep.
No, both maybe an hour or 2 tops of sleep. We had a long Friday night as well. So that's why I have no sympathy for the I was out playing. But yeah, I mean, I was impressed by the way Chris and I were playing. We were pretty dialed. It was a good dynamic duo. I think I flubbed 1 shot off the tee, which, for people who go out and play golf, usually, I mean, Brian, you saw it. That's usually that can be like every hole you shank something off the tee. So the driver was consistent, and that's why I want to keep playing. I don't need that consistency to go anywhere right as we ramp up summer.
Yeah, we'll get some revenge on Jack here with a clip coming up. I'm down in Hilton Head on the 4th of July, so we'll have to play in Charleston on the way down there.
I got you, man.
Please get around. Then. Yeah, please. Let's get a video of Jack so we can offer our opinion.
I'll call it right now. You're gonna see my hips fly open like I'm A-Rod. You're gonna see the ball go 200 yards straight up in the air and take a hard right turn. It's gonna be on 3 holes over. That's sort of how my drives go, but it'll be fun. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it, Brian.
Yeah, we'll play a quick 9. It'll be a good round.
I've also, just to go on a little tangent here, I've also learned, and maybe it'll change if I get better, but 9 is enough for me. I do 9. I go into the clubhouse. I'm drinking a drink. I'm having a dog. I don't really want to go back out there.
18, you're making a full day of it. 9, you can still have an
9
afternoon.
9 you can get like a quick, 2.5 hours in and out. You get your golf in. For me, I like the full day. I'm an 18 guy. What I will say though, and it's tough when it is a jam-packed course, I do wish you could get a little bit more time at the turn. Meaning, go in, eat your hot dog, chug a drink, go buy another one, and then go back out. I don't like that. I got to shovel down a hot dog, buy 3 drinks, and then kind of walk out to the car. It's, maybe you get 5 to 7 minutes max. I'd like 15 to 20 at the turn. And I'm sure at private clubs, country clubs, you get probably a little bit more breathing room, a little extra leeway with that kind of stuff. But Yeah, that's only my gripe with 18 is when you do get to the turn, you get just, an extra
Half
drink in. Yeah.
You can extend halftime a little bit.
Yeah,
feel like
I need a little bit of an extension.
our unemployment rate still isn't great. Every course in the world, just get a cart person on staff, guy, girl, whatever.
Yeah, Brian was not pleased about the no cart girl, and I mean, they probably would have capitalized on that day with how many people were out there. So I just, it's an old public course, ran by, as you saw in there. I think the youngest person working there was like 58 years old. So very old school kind of place, and it's what you get, man. I mean, there was just no beverages. You had to wait for the turn. So, I mean, that's our fault for not bringing our own beer. But
speaking of waiting, great transition here. We have a schedule. We don't have to wait for that anymore. We still have to wait for actual football. And I guess we didn't record. Did this drop Thursday of last week, the schedule? Wednesday?
Last Thursday evening, but there was a lot of leaks leading up to it.
Yeah, so we did like the leaks in the last episode we recorded.
We went over the international games.
That's what
most of the international games, and then like
Thanksgiving. Jack thought was international because the rest were international.
Yeah.
Which, looking back on it, it's actually not as bad as we made it out to be. I put you in timeout, but
thank you for saying that, Brian, because I did go back and watch it too, and the whole thing started with, let's talk about some international games. I'm like, okay, so this is why I digress.
I will say, though, the day Goodell puts a Thanksgiving game in international waters is the day we have to storm the NFLPA offices.
I think that's why Brian and I were so like, dude, what the hell? Is because we went, and then on Thanksgiving, Cowboys and the Eagles. And you're like, where the hell are they playing that? And we're like, dude, it's on Thanksgiving. But I could see where, everything happens quick, man. We do it live.
We're running.
We record live, and then it goes up after. So everything happens quick. Got to be sharp.
Another great transition there. Speaking of going quick, 17 games now in the NFL season. Let's run through each team's schedule. Jack, your Jaguars. Matt, your Eagles. My Giants. And let's get an instant reaction record here. And this will definitely be what your prediction is for the whole season. No going back and changing it. This is set in stone, fellas.
Okay. Well, I will try and give my full, complete, unbiased. I will try and give the people what I truly, genuinely think. But
all right, Jack, you want to start with your Jaguars?
Let's do it.
All right, Jack. Before we go through this schedule prediction, I think we have to throw it back to our music from the NFL season. Every conference picks.
You can't handle the truth. Young Perky Cali.
For some reason, the Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the season at home against the Cleveland Browns. I think I know where you're going with that one.
It's an easy win for the Jaguars. Can't ask for an easier season opener. I mean, we're playing a team without a quarterback. It's awesome.
Deshaun Watson, maybe?
They've got 8 of them. You know the old saying, you got 8 quarterbacks, you don't have one.
Something like that.
All
right, then you're going to Denver, to Mile High, where I believe the score was like 45-7 last year.
Yeah, we butt whooped them in Denver last year. While they were the AFC Kings and their defense couldn't be scored on, this and that, we tore them up. So am I expecting that again? Unfortunately not. I think they're going to be coming back with a vengeance unless, Brian, what you're telling me is true about Bo Nix not being an actual quarterback.
There's still some weird reporting there. I don't think we've heard anything since we've had the weird reporting. There is some conspiracy that the NFL gave Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes an extra day to start them on Monday Night Football week 1. I don't know how much a day will matter in the grand scheme of things, but maybe that's good news for Bo Nix.
Well, if we get Jarrett Stidham, it's 2-0. But let's be conservative. We'll go 1-1. We know how this goes. 1-1. We come back home. We play the Patriots, a team I wish we got to see last year because we would have beat their butt no matter. We get the chance this year. It will happen. 2-1. Then for some reason, we're playing the Bengals again, like we do every year. And it always seems to be in week 4 as well, like right smack in the middle. This is going to be a Jake Browning game. He's going to throw for 400 yards against us. No, I'm kidding. It's Joe Burrow, and we're beating him. Moving on.
3-1 through 4 weeks now.
And we're headed to London for 2 weeks. Well,
I'm sorry to mess with your schedule prediction here, but Roger Goodell is clearly not a fan of our podcast, because to put this game in London is a crime against not only the NFL, but Section 400, nosebleed people everywhere, and I am mad. We need a better name for our fans.
Yeah, I mean, Matt and I are going to have to be live streaming at 9:30 a.m. for this game. Still looking forward to it. This is a good Eagles team, and I know we sort of run London, but I think we concede this one to Matt's Eagles, and then we beat the Texans the next week after staying in London.
Yeah,
Do we see another Saquon hurdle? Sorry, Matt.
No, you're good. Brian just always needs to add the. Do we see like
No. Easy answer. No.
I also don't. I don't think so either. All I was going to say is Eagles, I believe, are undefeated in international games.
Don't love the sound of that either. So through 6 weeks, we're going to be sitting pretty at 4-2.
4-2.
By week 7, we're going to come out strong week 8 at home.
Nope, you know what I'm going to ask. You're not getting away with this. Are you winning or losing the bye?
We're winning the bye. We're winning the bye week. Yeah, okay. We're winning the bye. We're coming.
Lost the bye before.
We have.
I thought it's you can't win the bye, but you can lose the bye.
You can win the bye.
You can win the bye. How do you
winning the bye is just not losing the bye.
Okay.
Winning the bye is winning the week after and being healthier.
Yeah, the Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, that guy, he might not have won Super Bowls with the Eagles, but that guy knew how to win the bye.
Oh, he wins the bye.
That guy just knows how to get it done on the bye week.
So after the Colts, yeah, we win the bye week, and then we play the Colts at home. We beat the Colts, and then we get another good test. It's the Ravens in Baltimore. Pretty sure it's Thursday Night Football.
Oh no.
Should be a good one, but I'm not really looking forward to it, quite honestly. This seems like Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry on Thursday night against the Jags.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not looking forward to that one. Anytime Derrick Henry is across the line from the Jaguars, I get a little nervous. So I'll concede that one. We'll be a 5-3 team at this point. We get Tennessee, the Giants, and Tennessee 3 straight weeks. That is 3 straight wins. And Brian, is Malik Neighbors playing this year? Are we going to see him in this week 11 matchup?
He's going to be back by week 2.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I've been seeing that he, had to go get his knee drained after the surgery.
Yeah, they all get their knee drained nowadays.
All right.
Get your knee drained for recreation. Also, this Giants-Jags game, Jack, is 5 days before my birthday. So I may have to make something happen and fly you up to Jet Life.
Oh, this one's in Jet Life? I
believe it is.
I might make the trip for that one if the company card can pay for flights. But regardless, that's a win. Sorry, Brian. And yeah, we're getting 2 wins against the Titans. They're not there yet. Then we get the Bears in Chicago. I think that's probably the game that I'm circling this year as my favorite matchup in the regular season. Week 13, so we're getting later in the season. It's in Chicago. They're going to be a good team, I believe. So good litmus test for how we might perform in the playoffs. I'll concede that one. I like Ben Johnson a lot.
You are a big Ben Johnson guy.
I am. So we're 8-5?
8-5, 8-4, 8-5.
8-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8-4.
8-4.
8-4. We play the Steelers on Monday Night Football. Easy win. They always lose to us.
Will Aaron Rodgers be the quarterback in that game? He's getting paid $25 million a year now.
Yes.
For 1 year.
Yes, he will be.
Still be upright? Against best D-line in football, that may be his last game of his career.
That might be the last game of his career. Trayvon Walker might go through him. Physically through him. Then we get the Texans in Houston. It's going to be another win. We go to Dallas, Sunday Night Football, another win. Then we play Washington, Jaden Daniels, another win. Colts, it's another win. We're ending the year on a 5-game win streak.
So you're 14-4.
14-4.
Is that too many games?
Wait,
that is too many games.
Yeah, that's too many
13-4. 13-4.
13-4. Did they sneak an extra London game in there? They have 18 games?
13-4. Jacksonville Jaguars, back-to-back 13-win seasons.
That'd be something.
Now, when you say it like that, do you really believe that? You know how hard that is to pull off in the National Football League, Jack.
When I say that out loud, no, I do not believe that. I think it's going to be 11 or 12, though. 11 or 12, playoff spot guaranteed.
Back-to-back division winner.
Back-to-back 13 is tough. I don't think you get it done with 11 or 12. I think you need 13 to win the division. The Texans or the Jags, I think, are going to be there. I expect CJ Stroud to fix his shit and be a real quarterback again.
I don't necessarily expect it.
You don't expect it?
I'm a big CJ Stroud guy. I think he's capable of doing it, but do I just think they're just going to flip it around? I don't know, man. I know he hasn't been around for a while, but he feels like he just fell off a cliff.
It didn't exactly get better around him either.
Well, they added a running back and two offensive linemen. Yeah, no, they did. Which makes me nervous.
Have Mixon last year.
Where did
things
go? Where did
one good year?
Well, they had him one good year.
Yeah.
But where did obviously the great rookie year for CJ Stroud? Is it they got rid of Laramie Tunsil and he fell off a cliff? So was it a line issue? I mean, where did it go wrong for CJ Stroud?
He got hurt in the end of that rookie year.
Well, the numbers have been dipping since the rookie year. I don't remember him getting hurt, but the numbers have been dipping.
I remember some injury issues. Yeah, I remember some
rookie year.
He was in MVP talks his rookie year.
I don't know about rookie year getting injured. I don't remember. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. I just don't remember.
What I remember is CJ Stroud going ham his rookie year and everyone crowning him the next king and MVP and all that kind of stuff. And then it hasn't been the same since.
The inevitable 100% hit rate guarantee sophomore slump.
So he played 15 games his rookie year. In his sophomore year, he played 17. It wasn't his numbers aren't terrible. It's more been the playoffs. He's been atrocious. He had 20 touchdowns, 12 picks his sophomore year, 19 touchdowns, 8 picks last year.
What did he do his rookie year?
23-5, and that was only in 15 games.
Yeah. So
and 4,000 yards. So he could have thrown for 5,000 if he played the whole season.
Yeah.
So, the numbers have been dipping since the rookie year. And then I think, honestly, Matt, last year, I mean, there's no physical change to CJ Stroud. I mean, was he banged up late in the year? I'm sure he was, just like everybody else, but no big physical change. I've seen a couple of interviews of his teammates and stuff. It seems like he doesn't have a very strong mental game. It seems like he's, Brian, don't clip this because it doesn't need to be reproduced everywhere. But genuinely, it seems like his teammates even think that he's got a soft mental game where, they need to be like, CJ, it's okay. You're going to make mistakes. You got to come back and bounce back and be better. You got this. It seems like they have to baby him like that.
I think he just has a really soft face, and it makes him look like a baby. And he also tried to big bro Caleb Williams, and he got made fun of for that, so maybe that's in the back of his mind. I see what you're saying. I don't disagree with you.
Whatever it might be. I expect him maybe not to be putting up his rookie year numbers and be back in MVP talks, but I do expect him to be able to complete 50% of his passes, which would have been enough to win him a playoff game last year.
Yeah, I mean, do we get a better Super Bowl if the Texans somehow make it in there?
Well, Bo Nix doesn't get hurt.
Or I guess if Bo Nix doesn't get hurt.
Or if the Bills aren't the Bills, or any other franchise that's not cursed.
Like what
Patriots
team did we need out of the AFC? Because the Seahawks were the best team.
Jaguars, yeah.
We gave
Jags
we gave the Seahawks the best game of the season.
Who'd they lose to last year? They lost games.
They lost to the Rams and
They
They
lost
almost lost to Phillip Rivers at home.
Yeah. That did happen.
Like it
They
took a
lost some early games.
Jake Myers or whatever the hell the guy's name is, 59-yard field goal to beat him.
Jason Myers, dude's a
Yeah,
legend.
Jason Myers.
should have been the Super Bowl MVP. It probably would have had to be Josh Allen just trying to be Superman against that defense.
Yeah. I don't know. Boring, underwhelming Super Bowl.
Jack.
But anyway.
All right.
Agree to disagree.
We want to go Giants and then end it with the Eagles because I'm sure people are really tuned in for Matt's Eagles, so I want to make that the finale.
Yeah, sure. Let's hear what you got for the New York Football Giants.
The New York Football Giants are going to be better this year, but it's not going to start in week 1 when they have to play Dallas again.
At
And
home.
Seems to never go well. And at home,
At home though? I guess they did get smoked that one time.
Yeah, Eli wrote his name down at AT&T Stadium a couple times when he won there. It seems like they never win when they're at JetLife to open the year, especially against the Cowboys. So you're going to start on 1. Then you got to fly to LA for, I guess, a Monday Night Football?
Monday Night Football.
That's a loss.
Yeah, Monday night. That's a tough
That's a
opening
tough start
2
to the
weeks.
year. Well, it
That's
gets better. You'll see these next two. So then they host Cam Ward and the Titans. That's a win. Then they get the Cardinals. That's another win. So they're up to 2-2. It's kind of the make or break stretch now.
Both at home as well.
Oh, both at home. So 3 of the first 4 games at home. It's a shame. It's just the Cowboys, and then they got to go to LA to play the Rams. But you're still 2-2. 2-2 for the New York Football Giants with the way it's been would be a fun first month.
Definitely. And I'm sure Giants fans are like local Giants fans are very happy that they're getting all these home games early in the season when it's still some decent weather out in East Rutherford and not snowing or gross 20-degree weather.
Well, that and that the football team, people can kind of care. It's not the end of the year when they're 4-9 or 2-6 or 2-7, and it's like all hope is lost.
It could get even worse. And you're
selling tickets for $8.
So the Giants are going to be 2-2, and they're going to drive down to our nation's capital, where they're going to beat the Commanders to get to 3-2. And another winnable home game against the Saints. That's going to get them to 4-2. I'm big on the Saints this year, but Tyler Shuck against Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Arvell Reese, it's a tall task for the young quarterback. Then we go to Houston, where C.J. Stroud is waiting. Again, a struggling quarterback against what's supposed to be a really good D-line and defense. The New York Giants are 5-2, and every single delusional Giants fan that Matt loves calling them, including myself,
It's what they are.
are going to be going crazy. They're going to be NFC East champions. It's going to be whatever. That's going to set up this showdown between the Giants and probably the 6-1 Eagles, 7-0 Eagles, 5-2 Eagles, and what people are calling an NFC East winner go home. The Giants are going to get absolutely blown out in Philly. The black uniforms are probably going to come out.
Coming off the bye and everything.
Yeah, they're going to lose the bye by a lot because you're going to get so many of these callers in the WFAN talking about how the Giants are back, and they got 14 days to basically love themselves about how they're 5-2.
I was going to say you can't just kind of like 5 days on the radio, then on to the next day. It's going to be a 2-week glaze fest, and then the fact that it's not only a 2-week glaze fest. Out of all the other teams to be opening up against on the other side of the bye, it's the Eagles who should be in a good spot. And like Brian just said, and again, I don't know how that's going to go. I mean, they could very easily lose on the road to Washington. They could very easily lose on the road in Houston. So this is still wishful thinking. I think for Brian, they very well lose to New Orleans, which I don't think they do, but that's
beat the Cowboys.
That's a tricky game. Could be the Cowboys. Probably not beating LA in week 2. They'll beat the Cardinals. Cardinals is a disaster.
You'll see why I'm giving them these wins when we get to the end of
the tricky games are on the road in Washington and on the road in Houston that you gave them wins, which I don't know.
You'll see why when we get to the end.
I see the rest of the schedule, Brian. I know exactly why, but it's just
Let's not forget Jackson Dart had a little bit of success against Philadelphia last year.
They did win a game. I don't think they're going to win another one.
That was just a bad Philly sports day in general. I mean, that was Ryan Kirkering forgot how to play. Ryan Kirkering forgot how to play baseball and forgot what they teach you in Little League. Plays at first. They teach you that in Little League.
This is worse than when the Liberty Bell cracked.
Yeah, so there was that. The Eagles just did not even show up to play a football game that night. They scheduled loss in their mind. They thought they were going to walk in there and just someone else was going to step up. And when you have that mindset coming into a game, you can lose to anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, they're not going to beat the Eagles in the first game this year again. All right, they're 5-3.
Coming off the bye at Philly,
it's not going to happen. The black jerseys are coming out. They might flex it to Sunday Night Football.
You know what's interesting, Brian? It's a 1:00 game, and it's not quite late enough into the season. They would do the flag. I mean, 11/8, November 8th.
It's early, but they could.
That they could, but it's not quite the time. It's not quite the time where they do the flexes, because not all teams are still in it, but I think it's still too early for the flex. It's definitely too early for the flex.
Yeah, they might be able to flex it to 4. I wonder what America's game of the week is that week.
Maybe at 4:00. They don't do 1 to 4 though. I think that stays a 1:00 game.
Maybe that favors the Giants, but they're still going to lose.
It probably does a little bit.
Then they host the Commanders. They already beat the Commanders once. They're not sweeping them. Jaden Daniels is good enough to get a win against the Giants. So we're down to 5-4. Duval.
And again, not to keep going in, but this is why I think they lose on the road in Washington, because I think Thursday night, again, they beat Philly Thursday night last year. Thursday night at home against Washington, that might be the game that they pick up. Not on the road in week 5. But
FedEx isn't really the road.
It's not. But that's my thought process there.
I think that's a fine thought process, and more just kind of showing how sad the season's going to be for Giants fans. All right, Duval comes into town. Trevor Lawrence makes my life a living hell. The week before, his counterpart, Daniel Jones, makes my life a living hell. The Giants are down to 5-6. Doesn't get any more sunny after that. The 49ers come into town. That's another loss, 5-7. Go on the road to Seattle, where they won last time they did that. For some reason, on a block.
Last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago. I think Leonard Williams blocked a field goal.
Definitely wasn't last year.
That's a loss.
Kenneth Walker went off too that game, I remember.
Yeah. And the Giants have fallen to 5-8. They've lost 5 in a row. But we get an early
real quick, not to keep cutting you off, but I feel like we're flying through the schedule.
You got to leave in 15 minutes.
Oh shit! I didn't realize it was already 7:15.
Yeah.
That's
it's not a hard 7:30 either. I could flex a couple minutes. It's not as it would be 7:30 on the dot. I could flex a couple minutes. I was just saying, we can't roll till 8.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But I could flex. I could flex 5-10 minutes.
Coming off of 6 straight losses, how do we feel about the Brownies?
Well, I was going to say it's early Christmas. You're 5 days before Christmas. You get the Cleveland Browns rolling into town. They've probably lost 5 quarterbacks by now. Joe Flacco is most likely back in the building. This is a win. The Giants finally get a win. Good vibes going. They're 6-8. I believe 6-8 now.
Against the Browns. You buttered that up like it was like a questionable, I think that's an
Myles
easy
Garrett
win for the Giants.
Myles Garrett's really good. He can win a game against the Giants.
Yeah, I guess.
And this is a team that would have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row.
Yeah, wins don't come easy. I get it.
Yeah, I got it. The cheapest home game for the New York Giants this year is
the Browns coming off 6 losses.
12-20. Anyone want to take a guess at what the second cheapest one is?
Oh, you're looking now, or you just want me?
I haven't pulled up.
I'm seeing
Saints.
I'm seeing
Cardinals?
the Cowboys in Week 17.
They're in Dallas for that.
They're in Dallas for that. I'm talking about the cheapest home game.
Home game.
You're looking at it now.
Is it the Week 18 game?
I was saying
it's the
I was
Jags.
saying take a guess because it was the Jags.
Jags, baby.
I already know the answer.
Woo!
I'm well aware of what the answer is.
It's the
It's
Jags.
trying to have fun, but Jack cheated.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're not getting Jags fans to go up to New York for that for any reason. Hell no.
Yeah, I feel like they travel though more than I get Saints fans like the Cardinals. It's really
No, I'm just making a joke that towards the end of November, no Jags fan is going to want to be up in New York.
Yeah, because Jacksonville is such a paradise.
It is.
Cheapest ticket at the Link for the Rams game is $250. I don't anticipate the Rams taking over the Link.
That's gonna be an awesome game.
That'll be fun. That's got to be a Sunday night game, right?
Week 4, 1:00.
Ew.
It's because it's early. It's because early in the season. That's just like what they like. It's a early in the season NFC matchup. Whatever. We got to get through the Giants schedule. We can nitpick the Eagles and their times. The most primetime games though. Eagles this year.
Giants are up to 6-8 now, and they travel to Detroit, where they won last year on the Jameis Winston 50-yard touchdown catch.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
They're gonna win again. They're gonna break the hearts of the Detroit Lions faithful again. Get to 7-8, and give a smidgen of hope to all the delusional Giants fans that maybe, just maybe, if they can get to 9-8, they can secure that third wild card spot in the NFC and get back into the playoffs.
Does this hurt or help the Giants that it is a second Monday night game of the season?
It helps.
Really, at Detroit on Monday night, end of the year. That could be that could have some playoff atmosphere vibes.
Wow, you're gonna get some great cameras.
Great cameras. You're gonna need the extra day for Dart probably. Possibly in concussion protocol, maybe has an ankle problem.
Coming off
the extra day helps.
Though.
Late in the season.
It is late in the season, though.
All right. Now we're at 7-8. The delusional Giants fans are not done yet. They're going to go into Dallas, go into Jerry World, upset the Cowboys to eliminate the Cowboys from playoff contention and put themselves into the third wild card spot. And they can secure it if they can beat the Eagles at home in the final week of the season. And in that final week of the season, the Giants lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, and I have to hear Matt laugh at me, and they finish 8-9 on the year.
I was going to say, what if the Eagles are benched everybody because they already have the division locked up?
They're going to be fighting for that one seed because they know by now that it matters so much for them to host playoff games. And the Rams are going to be there. The Seahawks are going to be here. The Niners will probably be there. That game's going to matter.
Yeah, I think the Eagles taking their foot off the gas a little bit last year, not valuing the one seed as much as they probably should have last year. I think they see now how it bit them on the ass. I know they lost to the Niners at home, but even having the bye is so massive. Prime example last year of that whole thing blowing up. But that could be a tricky last game of the season in terms of just, what's it going to be? Ever since they added that additional game of the regular season, that game has always, at least since they added it, has always meant nothing for the Giants and has always meant nothing for the Eagles on two totally different sides of the spectrum.
There was 1 year.
I guess last year it did matter. Last year, the Eagles would have been the two. The last year, the Eagles would have been the 2 seed and played the Packers. Instead, they let some fucking 35 or 39-year-old Joe Johnson, whatever quarterback for the Redskins or Commanders, come in and beat them because benched Josh Johnson, whatever his name was. 39-year comes in and wins. They don't get the 2 seed. They get the 3 seed. They play the Niners. Still the home game. They lose.
The year of
so I guess it meant a little bit, but the Eagles didn't take it as that since they benched everybody.
The year of the NFC Beast, and I guess it was 21-20, whenever Tom Brady won with the Bucs and the Commanders won, that game mattered for the Giants. It was Giants-Eagles, and the Eagles needed to win. They needed to beat the Eagles No, it was Commanders or football team versus the Eagles, and the Eagles put in Nate Sudfeld in the second half, and they lost because of that. And then the Commanders won the division at 7-10, I believe. Then Taylor Heineke had that pylon play against the Bucs.
Now that guy's got some swagger. Shout out Joe Johnson, by the way.
Hawks legend, Joe Johnson. I think he's playing the Big Three.
Nets legend.
He's
Is he
more
playing the
Hawks
Big
than
Three?
is
He
a
can't
Net.
be like he's too old to play in the NBA, but he's probably still
He
at
was
a
in
fine
the
age.
There are some guys that are some older guys that are playing in that Big Three. Isn't Jimmer running that thing?
No, Jimmer played in the or no, yeah, he did just sign a contract with the Big Three.
Yeah.
He was a big oh god, what's that tournament called? The basketball tournament, TBT?
Oh,
He did that a couple
one?
years. But I think he did just sign with Big Three. Yeah, Joe Johnson was with Brooklyn for 3 years, Nets legend. Yeah.
Nets legend.
With Atlanta for
Man was lethal in 2K.
7, 8. He played for a lot of teams.
Yeah, he was a journeyman, but he was actually low-key a star on the Nets.
He played 2 minutes for Boston in 2022 after retiring previously in 2018.
What?
I don't know why.
Tried to come back a ring chase. Definitely what it was.
Yeah, just get a free ring. Did they
Yeah,
win? Was that the year they won? No, it was the year
No.
after.
2021 they won, or 22 or 23 they won.
24?
I don't know. I have no idea.
No, 21 was Giannis?
24.
Or was that the Warriors?
But he definitely came back and was ring chasing.
I think they won
No.
in 24.
Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, Celtics.
Okay, so
Now? OKC? And then now. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Seems right.
All right. Giants 8-9.
Facts.
It's the playoffs by a game.
Optimistic. I like it.
I mean, I don't like they. You got to think like John Harbaugh is probably enough for like 2 to 3 wins compared to Dable and the rest of the crew they have, right? Like, what? How many wins is John Harbaugh worth? 2?
I think
Like, just-
3.
3?
I think he's worth those 2, that Cardinals game, the Titans game, and the Saints game. I think are all locks because of Harbaugh.
Jack, you think the coach isn't earn wins? I think Harbaugh, like, just you have him on your team, like that's 2 guaranteed wins.
You're not going to lose to bad
don't-
teams with a
I
good
don't feel
coach.
that. I don't feel
Yeah.
that way with Harbaugh. I mean, I definitely think that if we're comparing him to a Brandon Staley, I mean, you just have to be an average coach, and I'm not saying Harbaugh's average; he's definitely above average. But like, you just got to be an average coach to do the right thing and not lose your team games at the end of the game sometimes.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But I'm saying there are other coaches in the league that are gonna, the McVays and the O'Connells, the Cohens of the world, like they're gonna put their offenses in positions to succeed that other guys aren't. Shanahan, there are guys that give
They're
you more.
definitely tiers, but Harbaugh and Tomlin are like that same tier where they're just not going to lose to bad teams and they're not going to beat that many good teams.
Yeah. So I mean, what are we really talking about here?
The Giants lost to a lot of bad teams before Harbaugh.
Yeah, I mean they are a bad team though.
Yeah, but they can just be like the middle of the pack now.
Yeah, I think they'll be more middle of the pack than like bottom 5 of the league.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have less like hair pulling, like pull out your hair at the end of the game moments. Now
Like
that
the
you have
Broncos
Harbaugh,
game. Like
Yeah,
they don't
among many,
pull
among
many.
Broncos stunt. They don't pull
Right.
Broncos stunt with Harbaugh.
right? No, and if that's what you mean, like you
That's
can
exactly
probably-
what I mean.
You can probably get. I mean, if you're
Like
comparing it to the Giants of last year, you can probably get two extra wins just because he's there.
I mean, it was
That's what
31-0 going into the 4th. What was the score?
but
going into
I
the
also
4th?
think it's
They
kind
were
of
up
hard
31
to
points.
31-0.
like how many games did you guys win last year?
Like
4?
that game doesn't happen with Harbaugh.
5?
4.
4? So like to say that you guys are getting 6 wins this year, like just because Harbaugh's here now, like I think that's like a little light. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think you guys are going to trend up. I'll give you that. I'm not going to put a number on it.
8-9.
I think the roster is slightly better. They get Neighbors back. Adding John Harbaugh helps a lot. What did they finish last year, Brian?
4-13.
I think they're at least 2 to 3 wins better this year. So maybe not quite 8 and 9, but I don't
I
know.
gave them a couple extra.
Maybe they sneak in a wild card. I mean, I don't know.
No, the NFC West is too good for the Giants to find their way in.
Yeah, and the NFC North.
They're going to need to steal.
Look, if the Lions, who were like a 14
is that really
team
what
2 years ago
this year?
What?
Well, I guess more talking to Brian since we're in the NFC East. Like the
NFC West is dope.
They're
really good.
We play the NFC North and the NFC West and the AFC North.
AFC South.
Or AFC South.
Yeah.
So the AFC South, NFC North, NFC West is what we got this year out of the NFC East.
Yep, and the Eagles got the easier teams in the NFCs according to schedule, whatever they used by
easier
metric.
Teams in what?
The NFC sides, because I think everybody plays the whole AFC South.
Yeah, we play the entire NFC West as well.
Oh.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, you got the
Rams.
Oh yeah, because the
Cardinals. We play the Rams.
Not the whole North. It's just not the whole North.
We play the North. The Eagles play Chicago, and that's it.
Okay, and the Giants got the Lions,
and that's it.
How did that work? The Lions didn't come in last, did they?
Yeah, they did. They came. That's what I'm trying to say. They came in 4th in their division last year. The NFC North is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Packers are going to be worse.
I mean, the Bears will probably be worse. The Packers are so fraudulent. I expect the Bears to be just as good. I mean, why would you think they get worse? You got Caleb Williams going into year 3, Ben Johnson into year 2.
I think the Bears are what the Commanders were 2 years ago.
Ooh.
There's always one team that was like really good, and then the next year they just kind of suck.
It's not going to be my Jags, is it, Brian?
No. In the AFC, it'll be the Texans.
Yeah. They're more likely the Colts.
Or the Colts, yeah. The Colts didn't even make the playoffs.
No, they started out 7-0 and fell off a cliff.
Yeah, they did.
All right. Week 1, home against the Commanders. Love the spot. Love 425. I think they get that done. The state 425. Come on, dude. You got to start that at 1 o'clock. The Philly fans will be rocking. You're going to let them go until 425. Place is going to be madhouse. So I think it's an overwhelming home crowd per usual. So they get the dub there. At Tennessee, week 2. I kind of want to maybe make the trip. So, mid to end September, 1 o'clock in Nashville. Could be kind of fun down there. Never been to Nashville either. Gives you a reason to maybe trek down there. Why don't you like that, Brian?
On Broadway. That would be.
Oh,
that would be my living nightmare.
That's going to be a go bird. I mean, it's going to be an Eagles takeover. It's not an official Eagles affiliate, but there's a group called Fans of Philly. They put together all the travels. They already have a massive swarm of Eagle fans taking over Nashville in week 2. That's already in the works. So Eagles are going to take over that stadium. You best believe it. All right. So 2-0 heading into their first Monday night game of the year at Chicago. Monday night. I don't love the spot. I want to say they get the revenge from Black Friday last year, but I think this is where they maybe drop the first game. Depending on how Chicago is, at least they get it out of the way quick. They're not there at the end of the year where it's truly the Windy City and freezing temperatures, but feels like a loss.
You definitely owe Chicago some after the double doink.
Yeah. So maybe Chicago wins that game. And I think it's a spot or it goes either way. Or they pull out some miracle where they'll probably, you figure what, the Eagles will be like a 2-point underdog in that game where they go and they lose or they win that game against Chicago. And then the following week at home to the Rams where they're like maybe a 2.5-point favorite. I think they lose. So that I won't say one or the other. They either
They'll split those games.
They'll split those games.
Fair.
Okay.
However that flips out, I'm not quite sure, but that's a 1-1 split. Either way, they're heading across the pond to take on the Jags as a 3-1 football team. Where I mentioned
I cannot wait for this.
I mentioned
Stream
it
at 9:30.
It's going to happen. We're going to have to get the brews going. Kegs and eggs, Jack. You better be
Oh,
ready.
baby. Let's do it.
Anyway, maybe I'll fly down to Charleston and we can really kickstart it.
Yes,
anyway, I don't know how it plays out. The Jags are good. They showed it last year. They showed to be contenders last year. I'm going to take the Eagles just because I like their record across the pond. But that game could definitely go either way. But I'm not going to give Jack the satisfaction of saying his Jaguars are beating my Eagles on the show. So I will take the Eagles in that game. 4-1 heading back home. They don't get the bye week. Isn't that interesting? Usually you get a bye week after London. They don't get the bye. They come right back. That could be a tricky game against Carolina. Coming off. If it was on the road, I'd say maybe they drop it, but I'll say they get the win. They get it done. This is tough, man, because at home against Dallas, maybe they lose to Carolina. I don't know. That's going to be tough. I'll take the win against Carolina. I'll take the win against Dallas on Monday night in Philly. I think it's rocking for that. At Washington, tricky. I'll say they get the victory. Sunday, NBC 8:20 could be tricky. I just don't think Washington's going to have that same firepower that they've kind of had. Definitely not as 2 years ago. And definitely, last year they also were just, I think they've really kind of lost. They've lost a step. What do you think, Brian? Am I fair to say that?
Yeah, that offense is just weird.
They've kind of just they still have Jaden Daniels, but they've kind of fallen apart a little bit.
There's a lot of hope that just one of their other receivers besides Terry is going to step up.
And nobody has.
But you kind of look at Terry, and he's not getting any younger.
No.
There's not a lot there for Jaden Daniels.
He's not getting any younger. Is Zach Ertz still there? I mean, that guy's got to be hanging on by a thread.
I think he actually is.
Yeah. He's hanging on by a thread, dude. So that's why I'm just I know it's tough to sweep the divisional opponents, but I just don't. I think Washington's taken a little bit of a step back. All right. Sunday, 11-8. We talked about this, Brian, when you were talking your Giants schedule at home. The black jerseys probably come out. It's a 1:00 game. They do it every time against the Giants in South Philly. I think they get the win. Here is where I'm also having issues. Week 7, week 8, week 9. 3 straight weeks against division opponents. When's the last time you've seen that in the NFL? Week 7, week 8, week 9. 3 straight weeks.
Yeah, that's weird.
Against division opponents. So as much as I want to say the Eagles go 3-0, there's probably a factor where they drop a game. I think I'm going to flip that. I'm not going to say which game they drop, but I think they go 2-1 in that stretch.
Sure.
I don't know which game they'll drop, but I don't think they're going 3-0 in 3 straight weeks against divisional opponents.
Okay.
I just don't know. I just don't know which game they lose. So I will say 2-1 in that 3-week stretch. Brian, are you keeping track for me?
7-2 entering the week 10 bye.
7-2. It's a loss to either Chicago or LA, and then a loss in one of those. So 7-2 headed into the bye. Not a bad spot. And if Brian's record is correct, that sets up a pretty nuts. Well, I guess that Giants game would be where that could be a fun one. But either way, who knows how that plays out? 2-1 in that 3-week divisional stretch. Bye week. I think Sirianni's pretty solid after the bye. At home, 425 against the Steelers. I'm not sure what they're going to have. They're going to have a rookie head coach. I think the Eagles should be able to manage that game at home and get that one done. Here's another tricky one. 4 days rest on the road at Dallas on Thanksgiving. If they lose the game on Monday night, at home in week 7. I think they get it done on the road. If they win that game, they're going to split with Dallas. They do it every year. They rarely sweep the Cowboys. I think they did in the Super Bowl year, and that was like, that's even pretty rare for them to pull off. So I don't think we sweep Dallas this year. We probably split 1-1. I just don't know if it'll be, win week 7, lose week 12, lose week 7, or however the hell I just said it. You guys get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So that I don't know how to turn that one out, but that's 8-2. It's 8-2 either way, right? Or 8-3.
8-3.
8-3. Either way.
3. You added the loss. Yeah.
I added a loss. But I think they're going to beat Dallas and lose to Dallas once.
Yep.
So 8-3. Heading on the road to Arizona. That's a little bit of a mini bye. They play on that Thursday and then don't play again until 4:05 on the road in Arizona. So that's a nice week and a half off. Think they get the victory. Sunday, 12-13 at home against the Colts. Why is it significant? Because it's my birthday. I will probably be boots on the ground. Get to see the Colts. Get to see Sauce Gardner. Hopefully get cooked by newest Eagle, Mekhi Lemon. We'll see how that one plays out, but hopefully can get boots on the ground for that one. Eagles get the victory at home. Following week, Saturday, 5 p.m., that's going to be a ruckus and rowdy Philly crowd. They don't play well against Seattle. Seattle has been dynamite on the road. I think they were like 9-0, 10-0, whatever the hell that McDonald guy had their record as. I think the Eagles dropped that one at home, which is going to be so annoying because Philly is going to be up on that Saturday, 12-19. Days before Christmas. Going to be a fun one. Tricky. 5 days later, 4 or 5 days later, they play at home again. I think is that a home game? Let me see.
Yes.
I believe that's home against the Texans on Christmas Eve. Can't remember the last time we've had a Christmas Eve game. I think the Eagles are able to get that one done. I think they prevail. At home, Christmas Eve. I mean, the Santa Claus, they're going to have the snowballs out if the Eagles go down early throwing to that Santa Claus. They're not going to play that game. Following week at San Francisco. If San Fran's healthy, I think we drop that game. Maybe some revenge, but I'll say that's a loss on the road. I think the Eagles might even, if the schedule kind of goes the way it's been going, I think the Eagles might even maybe be a slight 1.5 point favorite in that game and still drop the game on the road to San Fran. And it all depends on how San Fran, I mean, they're a very hot and cold team, right? Are they going to be there at the end, or are they going to be, season's over by week 12 because half their team got injured? I'm not sure.
John Lynch did say he's not worried about the power plant, the practice field.
Apparently, he did an investigation.
Interesting.
Can't be good vibes that they're not moving a practice field. Seems like a pretty easy thing to do, and just get rid of any kind of.
I didn't hear about any of this. What's going on?
Real estate in San Francisco is not easy.
They're in Santa Clara.
They are in Santa Clara.
Matt, this is there were player-led reports that they think that there's an electrical substation next to the 49ers practice field.
And there have been why everybody gets hurt every year.
Yeah, something with soft tissue injuries or something like that. And players, that never had the injuries, like as soon as they start playing for San Fran, they start popping up. And yeah, so they thought it was this electrical substation killing the birds and damaging the ACLs, but I don't know.
But again, it seems if there's a concern, just move the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a hassle if you don't need to actually do it.
So much money, dude.
Yeah,
they can move a practice field. You're not moving a stadium.
They probably figured out, but they're not doing it apparently, right?
Nope. So they'll be injured by that game.
So yeah, I mean, I want to say loss, but maybe again, it's so crazy. It's all dependent on what the Niners look like at that time of the year for me.
Of course,
but I guess you could say that on every team, but the Niners a little bit more clearly if they're having like move the practice field because of injuries discussions. But just for the, I'll say it's a loss for now. What is that? Where am I at?
11-5.
I got
Yeah.
11-5. 11-5 seems right. I think it all depends with the count. I think
They're going to end it with the Giants to get to 12-5.
Yeah.
and they'll get to 12-5. I think the starters play because 11-5 is, they're going to want to get what they got going on, like seeding wise in the playoffs. But 12-5, that feels unbiased. That feels, strong.
Feels
I don't know where
safe.
it feels safe. I don't know where the five losses are all going to come from, but 12-5 feels like the right number for the 2026 Philadelphia Eagles.
And what was your guys' record last year?
Might have been 12-5.
It might have been 12-5 too. I don't know 13. That they're a 13-win team, and this is all at May 18th at 7:44 p.m. 2026. AJ Brown is still a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah, I guess that could change things too.
11-6. You guys were 11-6 last year.
Wow. Yeah, they had a weird year.
Well, I mean, I feel like that last game doesn't really count. That loss to Washington, Tanner McKee had to start.
Did for seeding.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe they should have made it count.
Yeah.
We'll get some graphics up of all of our predictions on the social medias. And again, this is super early, so I'm sure our opinions will change as we get closer to the season. But we had a schedule, so we might as well put some predictions out there.
Love talking football.
Yeah, I think the 11, and touch on that though, Jack. I think the 11 wins last year was, the AJ stuff was popping up. The offensive struggles, the media, I think that whole combustion of black dark cloud was good for a loss or two.
Makes sense.
So
opposite Harbaugh.
12 feels like the right number. But we'll say. I mean, it's the NFL is so great because you really don't know year to year. Obviously, all sports you don't know, but the NFL, I feel like nobody expected Seattle. You could have got Seattle at plus 12,000 to win the Super Bowl before the season started last year. So you really have no idea.
Only absolute in football is the Jaguars will play a game or two in London.
That is the only absolute.
Good night, everybody.
Not but it's what it is.
We will see you guys on Thursday. Back to normal schedule.
Peace.